loss of appetite due to a lot of neurological, hormonal problem that happens because the loss of appetite happens because your body will be tensed, nervous, and depressed. So when you have that feeling, you don't feel like eating more. Some people have the other way around. When they have depressed and nerve, they will eat more. So they will become fatter. Frequent upper respiratory tract infection, tired and irritable, chronic fatigue, early morning, very difficult to get up from the bed. They think that they have a good sleep. That's the thing. That's the thing. They think that they have good sleep. See, let me tell you, it's not the quantity of sleep. It's not important. Quality of sleep. If you sleep for 6 hours, that 6 hours would be sleep, sound and sleep. 2 to 3 times you just twist and turn. That's it. That's a cycle for sleep. That's it. Rest, you sleep like dead. That's the way you should sleep. That's why it's called quantity is not important. I slept 12 hours, they say, but that's not important. Quantity is quality of the sleep is important, not the quantity of the sleep is. And poor academic performance, hypoventilation. So lots of things to explain on that. I don't have time for that. So that's what happens. Now, that's a physiological part which I explained. The mouth breathing can have on a human being, on a child whom you're seeing on the once the lockdown done, you can see this on the child if the child is having a chronic mouth breather. I will tell which type of mouth breather you have to see and which type of mouth breather it is most commonly seen. I will come to that. Now, let us talk about face. Now let us come to the face, which we are more concerned about. I told you we are dealing with the wrong nose or the wrong polybia. Now, in facial development, there is something called this dynamic equilibrium is there. That means every muscle should be at rest when it is not functioning. There should be a place for the muscle to be rested. Time the muscle should be rested. So that is called your neutral zone. The facial muscles, the extraoral muscles, your muscles of mastication, and the tongue, which is inside, should be at a rest position at one point of time. If they are not performing any function, it should be at rest position. But now, when a child slightly opens the mouth, and it increases to be a bigger amount of opening the mouth, when it happens, that equilibrium is gone. That dynamic equilibrium is gone. The neutral zone, which is the was there, it is gone because there is a tension on the corner of the mouth. The tongue has gone down. Now, the facial muscles will start exert a pressure. The masticating muscle, because opening the mouth, you need elevators. The elevators will start functioning. So they will also start putting some pressure. So there is some mild continuous pressure start exerting onto the face. And above all, tongue will go down when you open the mouth. So there is facial features also slowly start changing when you lose this dynamic equilibrium, that opening the mouth. So you will see all those extraoral and intraoral features in a typical mouth breather. That differs from different people. I don't have time for that. So all these things has to be evaluated. A function or functional evaluation has to be done and segregate the patient into which type of mouth breather is. There starts your treatment protocol. Now what happens is blindly when you see a child is mouth breathing blindly, oral screen or trainer or myobrace. That's it. No, that's not the way that has to be. Right. You have to categorize the patient into two categories. There are two categories which are very clinically relevant, at least at this point of time. There are many categories, but at least as a general dentist, there are two categories that you have to understand. And if you find out that, it's so easy to treat these people and you can get rewarding effect. So that is what I want to tell you about this holistic orthodontic approach. You are not just treating the cause or the only the malocclusion. You're treating the breathing, the posture, everything. And this improves the psychological effect, confidence of the patient, improvement in academics, their social life will increase, their relationship will increase a lot and a lot and lot. They will change. And they will be like, whatever you say, I'm ready to do it. And they will bring patients for you. Believe me, they will bring patients for you. That's the importance of holistic orthodontic approach. You will change the family, not a single child. The entire family will get changed. So while applying this, you convert the patient into nasal breathing. So you will have to find out whether the child is breathing with the mouth or the nose. You will have to change them to a lips together breathing posture. Tongue should be on the palate, so you have to find out whether the tongue is slow or not. No movement of the facial musculature or little movement of the facial musculature on swallowing or any action. Optimum facial development, balanced jaw, tooth in the neutral zone. And when everything is in the correct position, long-term stability you will get, and you don't need a retention for a long period of time or lifelong retention or a fixed retention. Now you are doing that. You don't require that because you have corrected everything step by step. So to achieve this, you need a detailed and comprehensive diagnosis is very important. It's easier said than done. But once you have getting so much feedback from them that they change their practice altogether. Their practice is changed. Their approach is changed. They are confident in it to do any cases that comes. Even adult also they are ready to do it. So you have to start. You have to find out. You have to start from early. You have to intervene the function. You have to intervene the function first. Respiration is a function. You have to intervene that first. Don't think that arch has to be done first. No, first the function has to be corrected, followed by the arch or the tooth, and you can finish it up. That should be the protocol of the treatment that should go. I just want to show you some cases which we have treated. This is one case with a child with severe open mouth posture. Lips are everted and hypotonic and everted. Her posture is itself is tilted because there is a reason for that. There's a forward bending posture is also there, and she is not happy now. That's the condition. You can from the face you can see she is very lethargic, drowsy, tired, just surviving, just breathing, just surviving. That's it. The mother came to me when I started taking a history. The mother came to me that, so we are already having an appliance like this for the past 8 months to 1 year. We are using this appliance. I said, I asked them, why, what happened? This appliance is the best appliance for the condition which I can't see. Then why you are coming to me this one? Then she said, we were using this appliance, but she could not sleep with this appliance for the past 8 months. We tried daytime, we tried half an hour, we tried, but nothing, sir. She just could not keep the appliance. After 10 to 15 minutes, either she will remove by herself or she'll get up and she will ask me to remove, or it is automatically fall off from her mouth. So it's not working. And for the past 8 months to 1 year, I can see that the changes are getting worse and worse. Teeth are coming more and more out, and a lot of gap and a lot of irregularities are there. That will be the second opinion. That's how I got this child, and she is 7.5 years of age when I got her. This was the condition, the upper arch and the lower arch. Someone who treated her has really done a good job, I should say that. Fillings, forehead application, space maintenance, everything was done perfect. That's fine. But failed to notice was the high arch palate, the V-shaped arch that is developing, and the facial features that is developing, which is indicative of some chronic feature that is developing on that. So I started taking the case history as usual. The case history I taken. These are all the case history which I got from her. Every external feature and internal feature. Dr. Vinay said only 7. There are some. I told you 15 to 16 points are there which are there in this. And this is the best thing that I always see that. That is called the personal history of the patient, where I call the mother and talk to the mother. I always says that I want to talk to the mother. Sometimes parents comes and says that mother is in Gulf. I tell, let them call me at a time. I want to talk to them. So they will fix an appointment for a telephonic conversation. And through telephone, I will ask the history about that child. And then only I start my treatment. And let me tell you, when I ask these histories, a detailed history, I cross 1 and 1, 1, 1. I have a list. I cross 1, 1, 1. I put positive on 1, 1, 1. And they are surprised to see that such a detailed case history. No one, even the pediatrician, even my homeotherapist or anybody whom I've shown my child so far has never taken such a detailed personal history of my child. You are telling the routine of my child, and whatever question that you are asking, I have only one answer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Frequently. Frequently. Yes, sir. So if you ask drooling, every day it is there. Snoring, sir, she snores. Disturbed, she doesn't sleep properly. Bedwetting, yes, sir. It is the appetite, she doesn't eat only one particular type of food. Frequent infection, yes, sir. Tired and irritable, she's very hard to get up in the morning. chronic fatigue, always tired. She will play for 5 minutes and she'll come and say. Academic performance, she is not performing good, sir. She's grade is coming down. So everything was like that, positive one. With this, I got an idea. So what I did is I said them I need to take a lateral ceph. I just want to see the adenoids because I had a face because a typical adenoid facies is there. So I took a lateral ceph, which gave me a more clearer thing. You can see the adenoids is just projecting and completely blocking it. But you cannot rely on ceph always. You cannot rely on ceph always. So for that, I will refer to an ENT surgeon. So I need, because it's a two-dimensional picture it is. So I always refer when I have a doubt, when I suspect something, I refer to an ENT. So it was referred to your endoscopy, and they said they gave me the report, and you can see the report. The left side is completely blocked. There is nothing there, left side. The right side, there is a small gap. This is adenoid that you can see adenoid tissue in the nasal cavity. You can see there's a small gap. And doctor called me and told me, Dr. Joby, even though there is around 5% passage on the right side, left side is completely blocked. And you can see that night there is something called post-nasal drip, and allergy or anything is done. This thick mucus will come and block it, and she will never get a breathing. So literally, she will comes under something called obstructive mouth breather. That's what one category I told you. You have to categorize the patient into two. One category is an obstructive mouth breather. This was an obstructive mouth breather, and the facial features are true for an obstructive mouth breather. So we have planned the treatment. We plan always stage wise. I always plan stage wise treatment protocol. So stage one, I got the ENT referral. So ENT said it is better to remove the obstruction. And again, the patient came back. They came back and sat in front of me and told me, sir, this ENT surgery, we have to put a tube inside the nose and remove it. It will be painful for my child. All of my grandparents and all of them are saying no to that. So what shall I do? I'm totally confused. Can you please guide me on that? That was a question she told me. Then I told her, you look at the mirror, you look at your face and your child's face. Do you think are they similar? You can see the facial changes that is happening, and if you doesn't do it, it will get worse. And showed them the pictures, told them it's a decade procedure, you don't have to worry about it, and got the confidence in them. You have to support them a lot. As a general practitioner, you have to support them a lot. You have to talk to them a lot because they don't know anything. That's the strength that you should give to show to them. So that was been done, and they accepted for it. Once the surgery is done, within a month back, she came back after the entire healing process, and ENT will review. And after the review, they send me back, and we started something called myo exercises, called breathing exercises. Because my aim is that, see, just removing the obstruction will never make a mouth, convert her into a nasal breather, because she's habituated into a mouth breathing. So this was done. So we have to convert her into a nasal breather. So we started with breathing exercise. I converted just a breathing exercise so I can convert her. How to do that? First, when I do that, then I will start with appliance therapy for the lips and evaluate, because the lips were hypotonic. You could have seen the lips, it was hypotonic and everted. So I have to convert the lip back into normal tonicity. For that, I need an appliance. That is the best. Not only the breathing can do, because such a condition with so much lip tonicity is lost, better to have an appliance to improve that. Then stage two, I plan for arch expansion if required, because there is a V-shaped arch, high arch palate. So if my all this thing doesn't work, I have to plan B is expansion of the arch, and followed by fixed orthodontic treatment. Okay, so this is her now with 18 months into myotherapy only. Okay, this now she's 9.5 years of age now, 10 years age now, just into myotherapy only. You can see the mandible, you can see the lip, you can see the nose, you can see the nares, you can see now. Early, you cannot even see the nares. That is because she started breathing through the nose. That's an evident picture. From that, you can see that nares change, the size is changed, it is enlarging. That means it's breathing through the nose. She is smiling like this. So I started the myo exercises. The myo exercises and the lip seal exercises is the first. First, the lip seal exercise is the one. We'll tell the patients to seal the lips. So you will get the Surgicos or the masking tapes. You will get. You ask the patient to seal the lips first. Then teach them how to take deep breathing exercises. You need some demo for that. We teach them how to breathe through the nose with breathing exercises. First, rigorous breathing, followed by slow breathing. That's very important. So that will teach the mother and the child how to feel for a diaphragmatic breathing or the correct posture of breathing. We teach them. Once that is done, once I made sure that she can breathe correct, she is breathing with the correct posture, and she is using the diaphragm of breathing, and she is using the nose, not the lips, and she can survive without using the mouth. Then I will start something called vestibular screen. The same appliance that she had, I started use it for the myo exercises for the lips. The lip exercises are monkey exercises, like this. We'll ask the child to hold air on the upper and the lower lips and start shifting the air between the upper and the lower lip. Then balloon, ask the child to buy a balloon and blow the balloon daily. Don't break the balloon, blow the balloon daily. Puffing of the air in the cheeks. Now, tug of war exercise with the vestibular skin. Put the vestibular skin inside and with the holder of the vestibular skin, pull it out, but the lips should resist the removal. Hold the lips together tightly with the screen. So the upper and the lower lips should come and tightly clench it so that it will become very tight and it should touch the ring. That's the key. It should touch the ring that is placed. No? So the upper and the lower lip should touch the ring. So this exercise is repeated for 20 minutes, 2 times a day or more. If the patient is compliant, you can say so. Minimum 20 minutes a day should be done 2 times, divided into 2 times. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. So you can segregate that. For adult patient, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening should be done or more, depending upon the condition. So it should be done minimum 15 to 20 months. It's not a 3 months or 6 months job. 15 to 20 months it has to be done to get this much result if you want. That's how she got this beautiful full face development. One more case I want to wind up saying that another patient came with the proclination with lips are parted. And proclination was the main complaint. And you can see the profile, frontal and smiling. You can see the lips are getting slowly everted. The overjet is slowly coming out. You can see the tooth are coming out. Lips are parted when reposed. And you can see the lower mandible is slowly going back, receding mandible. You can see she was at 9.5 years of age when she came. This is her upper arch, a typical V-shaped Gothic arch with high arch palate and a deep bite and a overjet of 7 mm was there for her. So findings, again, I told you, extraoral finding, intraoral finding, and the personal history. But the personal history, the magnitude of the person, drooling was not very common. It was used to be there for some time. Snoring occasional, disturbs it, not much, but everything was on a less pace compared to the first case which I have shown. So I had a doubt, okay, this patient has something different from the previous patient. So I did a clinical examination. Here I did something called seal the lip and ask the patient, made the patient to wait in the dental chair. Just seal the lip and seal the patient and let's ask the patient to wait in the dental chair for 2 minutes and I slowly increase up to 15 minutes. If the child can wait for 2 minutes, then I'll increase to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. And I'll make sure I'll put a cartoon or a tab I'll give where I give a cartoon, the favorite cartoon of the child. So child will be watching that. If the child can wait up to 50 minutes, I know that his or her nose is patent. If the child cannot wait even for 10 to 15 minutes or child gets suffocated or nauseated or feeling very uneasy, you will remove it. That means the child cannot, maybe the child cannot survive because of the nasal blockage. There's a real nasal blockage there. You never know. So we'll get a hint. With that, I didn't stop. I will tell them to do this home exercise and report back. I will make a chart and give to them. And I tell them to do this and tell me how many minutes or how much time the child can do it for a week and report me back. So the mother will do the exact same thing. Because their child is doing first time in the clinic, may get suffocated. Because first time somebody is sealing the lips. So child may get suffocated, may not be cooperative. So I'll tell the mother, relax, go home and try to do that. Try to do that and report me back for 1 week. If it is positive report, that child can sit for 10, 15 and up to 30 minutes. That means the child nose is patent. Now, why do you need a ENT? Because the nose is patent, child can survive. This is what ENT call you back. Many times you send for ENT report and they came back, nothing, no problem, you can proceed the treatment. What is the reason? Because the nose is patent. Child can breathe to the nose. There is enough space is the only thing is Child is a, so ENT referral is not required because the child can breathe. Even if you send to ENT, the ENT is going to say the same thing back. Child can breathe, no problem. You can start the treatment because the child is a habitual mouth breathing. It's not an obstructive mouth breathing. Habituated once in some time, the child had it. Then it's so easy for me now. Now I will start. Now I am the boss here because I diagnosed the reason. I am the boss here. I will start the treatment. I don't need any referral now. I started stage 1, myo exercise for breathing and lip because the lips are, breathing is nasal oral, so I have to convert it to nasal. Lip because there is a lip problem also. But the lip tonicity and awareness was not as bad as a obstructive mouth breathing. So I did not apply any oral screen here. Please don't do it. There is not required for that. I will show you. Okay. I started the myo exercise, same breathing exercises and the lip exercises without the appliance. Stage 2 was arch expansion, slow maxillary versus rapid maxillary. So I have to take a call. There are a lot of diagnostic tools required. It's not easy. You need to find out whether should I expand with a fixed slow maxillary or removable slow maxillary, or should I go for rapid maxillary. Really, rapid maxillary will help this child. That decision has to come from with a lot of diagnostic tools are involved. And finally, fixed orthodontics. So I started expansion because after my diagnostic things, I came to know that she requests only a slow maxillary expansion, like a simple Howley's appliance, a unique tool that you should learn. You should learn this. This is an amazing tool that can change your practice altogether. But very people are misusing it and they don't have the confidence how to give, or after delivery instruction management and thing is the thing they are lacking this. That's why you should learn a lot on this that can change your practice. I expanded the arch, simple slow maxillary expansion, made the arch from this to this, like a Roman shape arch I made. And with the breathing exercises, you can see the change that has happened. Where is the lips now? Where is the proclination gone? Where is the space that is come? Look at the profile here, dream profile. A sure case of dolichocephalic with fall for bicuspid extraction, sure shot has converted to non-extraction with almost mild orthodontic treatment and then to correct the midline and the rest of the thing. That's it. So to summarize, my dear friends, there is a lot of new things that is happening. So a mouth breathing is just not a symptom. It's a symptom of the greater imbalance of your body. Try to understand that. Don't just look into the tooth, the arch, and just that appearance of the child. Just don't look into that. Find out the reason why it is happening. If mouth breathing, it is a symptom of a greater imbalance that is happening in the body to provide equilibrium. Cells require oxygen. Brain require oxygen. You have to give that. And nose are the one that has to supply, not your mouth. Nose, through the nose, it has to breathe. Treatment should focus on the problem when it starts, not like 13 and 14 years when child's face has changed, his entire pattern has changed. Yes, totally is changed. That is not the time to start treatment. Very young age is the time to start treatment as early as possible. Need to use the newer diagnostic protocol, cephalometric. We might come with a cephalometric tool. It's an amazing tool that can tell you clearly where is the problem that is happening. That's analysis that shows you the upper airway, lower airway, the maxilla, the mandible, the lips, everything in one analysis. It's an amazing tool. You have newer diagnosis to learn more about it. You can do it. And you can avoid undue extraction. Blindly following extraction protocol and retraction is not where the condition which require extraction has to be done. There's no, I will never say that there is all the cases can be treated by without extraction. No way. There are certain conditions which require extraction, but majority of the cases you can plan it well and you can avoid that. And airway focus. The next coming up orthodontics is called airway orthodontics, where the airway has to be maintained patent. You do whatever in the front part of the mouth, you do anything, no problem. But airway has to be, finally, the air has to go through that, not through the mouth. If it still goes to the mouth, your treatment has failed. So to summarize around it, mouth breathing, you have to first categorize into a habitual and obstructive mouth breather. So how can you do that? Check for mouth checklist for mouth breathing. Let me say the lip seal. Just put a masking tape and ask the patient to wait. I told you how to do that. If it is the test is negative, refer to an ENT. It is negative, refer to an ENT. It's that, and you will get the report of the ENT. That's so live evidence you have. Okay. Then start the breathing exercises. First, breathing exercises. Then the lip exercises. Okay. With the majority of the appliances are there. So many appliances. You use any philosophy. I am not telling that Oraskin is the god or the best appliance. No way. No. This is one of the good appliance that I found. Oral screen or your lip trainer by Myobrace or your T4K or Tom's, at least something. But appliance is not the main important thing that you have to understand. Find out the reason and convert the patient into a nasal breather. Then you give this appliance, it will stay there. Then adjunctive appliances and expansion of the arches. Mouth breather might require an expansion always. If you're breathing very early, like 6.5, 7.5, you may not. But 9, 10, 11, usually they will require an expansion of some kind. It can be slow or it can be rapid maxillary expansion because the age has advanced, and fixed orthodontic treatment later as a stage 2. So this is expansion and fixed orthodontic. So guys, mind is like a parachute. Okay? It's best when it's open up. Open your mind. This entire lockdown time, I didn't want to. You have to open up your mind. That's our aim. Our team's aim is you have to open up your mind and see so many options and so many things are there in our dentistry. It is still the best branch, and you are in the best branch and use it maximum. Now, to conclude, I hope all of you know this person, this personality, very famous, legendary personality called Bruce Lee. So once he's a very hardworking person, you know, one of my favorite actor. If you read his biography, he has come through a lot of difficulties. He was rejected. He was like down. So when he became successful, one time he was during an interview. When the interview asked him, "Sir, you were thrown out. You were not accepted by the now. You are been whole the world is worshipping you. What was the reason for your success?" So he smiled.